fashion police. How to look fine without getting a fine. Jacques here. Let's take a look at the fashion trend that is going viral this season. That's right, it's masks. Everyone's doing it. Well, everyone's trying to do it. If you live in Greater Melbourne or Mitchell Shire, you have to do it, or you'll be a fashion victim. Ooh. No, really, you could get fined $200. Talk about a fashion faux pas! Yep, they're not just fashionable, masks are now mandatory for people in Victoria's COVID-19 hotspots, with a few exceptions. You don't have to wear one if you're under 12 years old. A teacher, but only when you're teaching or doing exercise, although you should still carry one with you. If you look overseas, you'll see similar rules in many places. But for now, in the rest of Australia, masks are still optional. I decided to ask an expert about the ins and outs of masks.
If you've got a respiratory tract infection and you can put a mask on, then obviously you're going to transmit much less of whatever that infectious particle is. But there is actually good evidence to show as well that if you are a perfectly healthy person in the community, then wearing a mask will reduce your risk of getting or contracting an infectious disease as well.
Chris here is the Vice President of the Australian Medical Association. And he says there's a good reason why advice around masks has changed since the pandemic began.
We were told to not wear them and now we're being told to wear one. What's going on?
We were very worried about the stocks of personal protective equipment in hospitals. We didn't have a sense of how big this thing was going to be. We also didn't know as much about the coronavirus. So about a fortnight ago, a really big trial was published. So very new evidence and gave quite a compelling picture that masks could be helpful.
Of course, there's now a big demand for masks. And big supermarket chains have placed limits on the number of face masks people can buy so they don't run out. Meanwhile, mask-making businesses are booming.
At the moment, we have a capacity of making between 7,000 to 10,000 masks in a week.
And online, there are plenty of guides to making your own, out of all sorts of things.
Now, how important is the type of mask that we're using?
And the type of masks do matter. And what we know so far is that the surgical masks are fine, but obviously they can be a little bit difficult to get hold of. The material obviously needs to be breathable for clear reasons, and it needs to be multi-layered.
Chris says if you are using a reusable mask, you need to wash and dry it regularly, and make sure you're wearing it properly.
So you wash your hands and you don't touch the surface of the mask. It has to go obviously over the bridge of your nose and underneath your chin. If you're taking it off, don't touch the front of the mask because there might obviously be virus particles there and you don't want to get them on your hands.
While I've got you, can I just check that I'm wearing my mask correctly?
Yeah, okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I don't mind that. That's a very good design you've got there as well.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm smiling under here.